These were our giant sunflowers in our school garden. This year we're growing a variety from America called American Giant, but they're leaning to the right. This is a badger, and he lives here. He doesn't cause much damage, but his mates do. He did scratch a pumpkin once. We grew loads of pumpkins and the plants covered the playground. We grew beans, and like with everything we grow, we grew all different colours so the children get to see different varieties. When it comes to autumn, we collect the seeds from the plants we don't eat. We grew potatoes in buckets and mints and other sensory herbs. But most of this footage is from 2 years ago, because last year our wildlife-friendly garden became a bit too wildlife-friendly. The badger returned and he bought everyone. We had a lot of success last year, but most of our sunflowers, beans and pumpkins were eaten, so we knew we needed a solution. So we got a polytunnel, and they can't get in. At the start of our garden we have these painted rocks. The children paint the rocks and they're very excited by the idea that by the end of the year we can get to the end. And there's a painted frog, because why not? Along the walkway we've got bulbs coming through that the children planted. Like these blue anemones. We have a few different types coming through and this one's my favourite. Then we've got a mix of different coloured China doxa. These are the blue and white ones. At our digging area we use these smaller versions of normal spades. This allows any age of children to learn how to properly use tools. These are the potatoes we planted this year. We're going to have more than ever this year as there's around 2 to 3 times as many as you see here. Some more flower bulbs coming through and our tulips are starting to emerge. Stuff ends up on the pathways, but who really cares? And finally through to the polytunnel. As everything we grow is annuals to maximise the amount of activities for the children, the early stage of germination is the part we struggled with, as the wildlife will eat the seed just as it's germinated or while it's still a seed. We've got spring onions and sweet peas, and these sugar snap peas planted in these gutters. These were entirely planted by reception children. People plant them in gutters because they say it's easier to slide them out. I don't particularly find it that much easier to be honest, but it's an activity that the children can all do together. These are our giant American sunflowers and they are genuinely kind of over the top, so we're only growing a few. We've got a mix of different herbs, shallots, marigolds, nasturtiums and different types of sunflowers. And what I'm most excited about is watermelons, so let's hope for a long summer. Not too hot though, I can't be bothered with that.